Caution, don't get run over here.
Caution is out, turn 4. Boy, it's collected several of them. Chase Elliott involved in that one as well as Brett Moffitt.
Zane Smith.
Big damage to Moffitt's truck.
Yeah.
Brendan Poole in that one. Well, there's Smith, the 21.
3 GMS trucks involved in that,
Wow.
at least.
Some heavy damage to Moffitt's truck. Moffitt, of course, has won this race 2 years ago. Chase Elliott involved as well.
Zane Smith.
Oh, big.
Oh, wow.
That truck is, that's done.
Done.
Yeah, that truck is killed.
As is that one.
So a couple of big hitters out of the race early.
You know, when we were watching the restart and listening to the radio, seeing those trucks running 3 and 4 wide, I thought, that's beautiful. I mean, that's what racing is all about. But when you race 3 and 4 wide, obviously things can go wrong in a hurry.
Looked like Zane got loose and got into Chase Elliott. Zane was that black truck, got into Chase Elliott, the blue and black truck, and looks like Moffitt ran in the back of somebody. That's him sliding sideways out of our shot to the left.
And watch the job that the Ford truck of Rafael Lazar does right there. Just slips past both of those spinning trucks. The black truck on the bottom there making his way through. Great evasive driving by several guys.
Yeah, Tanner Gray on the very bottom of the racetrack, right next to the inside wall.
3 drivers in the top 10. I'm not sure anybody really got into Chase Elliott to deliver any real damage to the 24. We'll sort it out when we come back.
It's a great evasive driving by several of the competitors, but unfortunately Brett Moffitt, Zane Smith.
Responsible for this caution, and Poole was back in the 12th position at the time, and there you see the spin.
Remember, everyone deployed is what red stands for on the side of that 30 truck, and you can see around he goes. Always has a solid run, Vince. He's always running up inside the top 10, top 15, and just a.
Austin Hill, Kyle Busch, and them have another set of tires.
What happened here?
Trying to. Wow.
Nope, missed it.
Oh my goodness.
And that is a mess.
But thank goodness for the barrels, though, because look how much damage that truck would have had he hit the into that concrete wall.
That was when most likely your crew chief called you to pit road really late.
And Rhodes just ahead of him.
It helps when you're, trouble for Jordan Anderson off turn 2. That's going to bring out the caution.
It will.
Because I don't think he's going to make it back around.
And the caution is out.
Wait, for the first time in a year. That's intimidating, isn't it?
No practice, no problem. Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed.
There we go.
And there is an incident in the first turn, just like you indicated, Mike, and we saw Stuart Friesen have that problem a year ago. And today it's Matt Crafton in the 88 and the 9 of Cody Robaugh.
Yeah, that is a big day for Cody. You can see a picture of young Joshua there on the hood. Was hurt in a kayaking accident, and they're trying to raise some money and some awareness, get some prayers for the young man.
8-year-old Joshua Kirk recovering after that kayak accident last month in West Virginia.
Well, that's tough right there, Todd. You've been there. We've all had to wreck on the first lap in our careers, but man, it's the most disappointing. You worked so hard for this moment, and it's so disappointing.
You didn't even get a chance to race. You didn't get one corner in. All that work gone down the tubes. We know how hard these guys work and how excited they are to get out the race and have it end that quick.
And they started 17th and 18th right back there together, and keep an eye out for that neon yellow truck of Crafton. There he is on the high side heading into turn 1, and Robaugh
No, Robaugh got hit by the 22.
Like Austin Wayne Self got into Robaugh.
And Robaugh did nothing wrong. Crafton didn't. Stuart Friesen barely slipped through again. Todd, you talked about the Hornet's Nest, the middle of the pack. That was so avoidable on the 22's part, but you know, you go down in there and you throw it all out there, and sometimes it don't come back.
You know, Michael, going down into turn 1 of Pocono, it's like playing a game of chicken. You know, you go in there 3 and 4, 5 wide. Who's going to lift and who's going to get out of the hole and give up the spot? And Austin Wayne Self thought that he had enough room. And
we're just so happy they made it. Oh, look at this crash.
Oh, no.
Rafael Lassard, and it is the 22 of Austin Wayne Self again, and the 4 of Lassard was in the grass at one point. Heavy hit. for Lassard. And while Austin Wayne Self avoided the incident in turn 1 on the first lap, he was not able to avoid that situation, and there is heavy damage to the front end of that 22 truck.
Sometimes it just doesn't pay to get up out of bed in the morning. This is a terrible start to the race for Self and Robaugh, Crafton, and now Lassard. Look at that truck.
Well, Lassard was another one that came into this race below the playoff cut line, and they had high hopes for his finish today.
Did they somehow get bottled up here? The 04, yeah. Roper was down low and off the gas, and I don't think that Lassard anticipated him not having that much speed, and he had to avoid him.
Yeah, I think Raphael felt like he was going to come down the racetrack, and he was trying to give him some room. And being the first time that Raphael has ever been through turn 3, he didn't realize that the grass was right there. There was no apron at that point of the racetrack, and we know how these splitters are. They dig right in. It dug in and turned them up the track.
It all started with the 04 losing maybe a little bit of momentum, and
well, you look at that right there, and Raphael had plenty of room. I don't know. I think maybe the inexperience.
Got to be a little disappointing. Get a start on the pole and find yourself all the way back.
Oh, and now the 45 of Majeski after some contact and a heavy hit. Majeski won the ARCA race here last year, but we had just mentioned what a great start he was off to here in this race, and I'm sure was thinking maybe he had something to work with for the long haul today.
And a swing up to the outside because he got that draft. And when he does that, Majeski moves up to block. And they come together. Looked like Enfinger moved down a little, and Majeski, what'd you see, Tom?
Well, you called it perfect. Grant went to the outside, had about maybe a foot up alongside Ty's truck. And there again, as a driver, you have to make the call inside that truck whether you're going to try to block him or not. At that point, Ty had the line into the corner, and I don't think I would have tried to block him. A spotter cannot. That's the spotter view. That's what the spotter would see. You can't make that call for the driver. If he's alongside him, you can say looking outside, maybe outside, but you can't make the call, and it's up to the driver to make that decision.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. That looks like with the trucks right up to the wall there along the front straight.
Man, that's the driver's best friend. That wall moving takes all that energy away from that driver. Yeah. That's a great shot.
Thank goodness. Continues to lead the way, and there is a problem for Brennan Poole after hitting the wall. Maybe cut down a tire there.
Yeah. Squirted across the track there to get to pit road.
Yeah, looks like the right front's still up.
It does.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not very. It's not all the way up.
Man, I was already.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
right. Oh.
Stay up top here. Stay up top. Got about 5 more coming. Yeah, 2 more coming. They're 5 back. All clear.
Certainly not the way Poole envisioned his day going in that remember everyone deployed machine.
That's the risk you take when you brush the wall, Todd. It's really hard for the driver, the spotter. Everybody has to work together to see if you got a rub, see if you see any tire smoke. In that case, it almost spin, and that was why he had a flat tire.
Jordan Anderson bringing out the caution. Well, it's been a couple of tough races in a row. In fact, 3 tough ones in a row for Jordan Anderson. All 3 finishes of late outside the top 30.
He just needs to make sure he slows down a bit, and if that tire comes apart, it'll rip up his truck.
What an incredible break for those guys that came to pit road, though.
There's Jordan's back in the distance.
Yeah, he's slow. He already knows he's got a flat tire right there. Had to.
Able to keep it off the wall. So avoided damage from contact, and as you said, Mike, bring that back slowly so it doesn't tear up the truck in the process. 2.
There you see.
Yep. Like Gray had to gather it up to begin with, and then on the recovery got into the.
And what didn't help right there is Tanner got in the corner so shallow, Michael.
Yes, that's
that
bad.
He had to pinch it right there.
And almost hung onto it enough to keep it off of Fogelman, and then Gray doesn't crash.
And there's the 18 of Eckes around from the lead. Christian Eckes.
Wow.
Coming across the tunnel turn. Jamie.
Christian Eckes just came on the radio, said, I blew a right rear.
Stalking his first win in the Gander trucks. Leading comfortably at the time by about a second, and it is up.
It didn't blow out, but it is definitely soft.
Well, there's some cords that look like that were rattling on it. Yeah, he just loses the right rear tire. A nice heads-up driving by Brandon Jones to duck under him.
Well, that could have very easily taken out both the KBM trucks.
See the cords flopping there on that right rear tire. He's called that exactly correct.
Well, what a heartbreaker for Eckes.
He's sideways as he enters the corner. That thing, it was soft on the straightaway even.
Eckes hasn't been feeling well this week, been battling a sinus infection, and that did not help the way he feels, that's for sure.
Now we're going to have another one of these crazy restarts. I'll be nervous.
Now they're going to tighten up because the 83 of Tim Viens has brought out the caution. So caution for the 9th time ties the record here at Pocono.
Well,
and we're going to have a restart. And it's going to stir it up a little bit more. There's Greenfield finally making it back to pit road. So Brandon Jones and Austin Hill will restart on the front row, and Sheldon Creed and Todd Gilliland there in row 2 going to have their own ideas about who's going to win this race.
Well, we watched that.
I want you way back there in the right-hand side of the screen. See Viens going around.
Pro ball there making a move and gets loose off the corner, and there goes Brendan Poole on the bottom. They're going to be 3, 4 wide. This is crazy racing.
Great racing, and now Robal's got to hang on to it, loses control, and into the wall.
Oh man, we're praying for Joshua, the young man that nearly drowned in a kayaking accident. You can see there, pray for Joshua. Certainly wanting to have a good run for Joshua. All of our hearts are with him. He was running inside the top 20, and just, I mean, we saw it with Brandon Jones last night in the Xfinity race. It's just really tough getting down into turn 1. The trucks are loose. That's a beautiful truck, and just thinking about Joshua.
He got caught in the middle here of a 3-wide situation. That's Brendan Poole, the 30 truck on the inside. Ryan Truex, Spencer Davis, the 40 and the 11. And he turns left to avoid, it looked like Ryan Truex, and then he overcorrected. Ben Rose did a great job avoiding Cody Rawball.
Boy, watch Ben Rhodes again at the top of the screen as he comes through and narrowly avoids contact with Cody Rawball. Oh, so close.
Great job. That's just a situation where he got in a bind. He was going to run up into Ryan Truex and just
less banking, Michael.
And there's the 49 of Timothy Viens.
Around he goes. We stay green for now. There's the caution coming out, though.
Just got outside, it looked like, the traction compound. He had his right side tires outside the dark part of the racetrack, which is where the traction compound is. Probably going to take that room.
And there's the 33 going around, and that's Brian Barnhill.
Come on, Brian, keep her going. We need to keep this green flag out.
And it is still green, and then you saw the light change.
Out.
And the yellow is out for the 4th time because of an incident.
Started back in the 37th position. He's leading this race. There's a left rear flat on that 33.
He did his best to keep that truck under control. Unfortunately, wasn't able to. Couldn't get refired in time to stay green.
Again. Boy, I tell you what, we have had plenty of them, and that's Jennifer Jo Cobb in the 10 and the 7 of Corbin Forrester.
Both those trucks are on the lead lap, so Jen Jo was having a nice run in that 10 truck, but a lot of damage there.
Well, you made the comment about these drivers having a handful with these trucks. They're darting around, moving around a lot, and then on the restarts where it's get what you can right away. Just going to see the aftermath of the contact and the collision.
Yeah,
what about that
another
black
truck involved
slipping
as well?
Yeah. Who is that? He just barely slid through there.
Almost looked for a minute like it was Norm Benning. It looked black truck maybe with a yellow number 6.
So caution again for the 5th time due to incident. Spencer Boyd. Caution is out.
Caution on the speedway. Jordan Anderson around in that 3 truck.
Pretty good contact there on the left side. Well, it's been a tough go for Jordan Anderson this season.
This is going to be a chance for some strategy to play itself out here, Regan. If you're outside the top 10, you don't think you can get stage points, you're going to pit. And you're going to get your tires and your service and stay out so that you're ready to go for the final stage. It'll be interesting to see who takes advantage of this.
There you see the tail end of that incident involving Anderson. Of course, Jordan Anderson finished a close second at their season opener at Daytona, and what a highlight of the year that was for him. But since then, there have been Crafton with Tyler Ankrum, Ben Rhodes, and Fogelman in the top 5, and now Kraus and Fogelman get together.
That's a shame. Kraus just got loose down on the inside and took Tate out. Loose right there, and momentum on Kraus just ran him into the side of Fogelman. Unfortunately for Tate, he goes around, but man, what a save by Kraus in the 19 truck. He got in a bind, made contact with another truck, and instead of wrecking them both, unfortunately for Tate, he's the one that got the short end of the stick.
Little contact there from the right rear of Kraus as well. How about the onboard look from the 16 of Austin Hill? That one could have very easily collected many trucks.
I want to stack this thing up. Oh, no, but it isn't
Gilliland.
what Todd Gilliland wanted for sure.
Well, we just talked about the fact that he was working on his 5th straight top 10. That's not going to come to fruition.
Man, he was running inside the top 10 in the 6th position. A lot of speed, but that is a hard hit.
And we saw him and Ben Rhodes battling for that 5th place there just a couple laps ago. And
We pointed out he took 2 tires. Hopefully he didn't lose a tire to cause all this mess.
I think it would be tough for us to figure it out right now based on how that truck looks.
Racing with the 99 of Rhodes. Did they have some contact?
They both did.
I'm curious to see what happened further back in the corner. We see the end result. Ben Rhodes not very happy when they got on the straightaway there, it appeared, after they both went to the wall.
Hard hit for Gilliland on that inside wall as well.
Looked like maybe Gilliland thought he was clear, maybe, Regan, and moved